Have a good day, ma'am. This is my presentation in Module 9 and 10. The Sociocultural Theory by Lev Vygotsky and the Ecological Theory by Yuri Bronfenbrenner. The Sociocultural Theory by Lev Vygotsky. Lev Vygotsky was a pioneering Soviet psychologist best known for his psychocultural theory, which emphasizes that cognitive development is a social process shaped by cultural context and language. He is also a Russian psychologist who created the framework during the early 20th century. The sociocultural theory states that cognitive development happens first through social interactions with others and is then internalized by the individual. There are four major concepts. The first one, more knowledgeable other, and the second one, zone of proximal development, and the third one, scaffolding, and the fourth one is the cultural tools. The more knowledgeable other, the MKO, refers anyone who has a better understanding or a higher ability level than the learner regarding a specific task, process, or concepts, such as teachers, parents, or peer. The two, the zone of proximal development, the Z. The two, the zone of proximal development, the ZPD, the sweet spots or gap between what a learner can do independently and what they can achieve with guidance and encourage from an MKO. And the third one, the scaffolding, temporary structured support given by an MKO during the learning process that is gradually withdrawn as the learners gain competence and independence. And the fourth one, the cultural tools, intellectual, symbolic, and physical tools such as writing, arts, and system of counting provided by one's culture to help shape cognition. There are three core of principle. The first one is social interaction precedes development. Then number two, the central rule of language. And ang number three, culture determines the focus. The social interaction precedes development. Learning happens first through social interaction with others, enters psychological, and is then integrated into the individual's independent mental structures, intrapsychological. And the second one, the central rule of language. Language is the most important psychological tool for thought and communication, allowing children to plan, reason, and solve problems. The third one, culture determines the focus. Culture dictates that we learn and how we learn it, meaning cognitive development varies across different social and cultural content. There are three stages of speech development. The first is the social, external speech from age 0 to 3. Then the second, the private speech, which is from age 3 to 7. The third one, inner speech, age 7 up. The social speech, language used purely to control or communicate with others. The private speech, language spoken aloud, to oneself as a way to guide one action. The third one, inner speech, silent, internalized speech used by complex thinking and reasoning. A concrete example involving a child in sociocultural theory was a 5-year-old child named Jules learning to ride a two-wheeled vehicle with the help of his mother. Jules' mother acts as the MKO. She already knows how to ride a bike, balance and steer, allowing her to guide Jules through the process. Jules' mother holds both the handlebars and the set while jog walking next to Jules, keeping him perfectly upright. Jules' mother lets go of the handlebars but keep a firm grip of the seat, letting Jules practice steering on his own. Mother lightly holds the back of his shirt, occasionally letting go for a few seconds. When he finds his balance, Mother completely removes the support and Mother's ride independently. In sociocultural theory, applied by the teacher in the classroom by using scaffolding, which means providing temporary guidance that helps students master new tasks before doing alone. The specific example of a sociocultural approach in the classroom is reciprocal peer tutoring combined with scaffolded group problem solving. The most important thing I've learned from the sociocultural theory is that learning happens through social interaction with others people before we internalize it on our own. And the sociocultural theory is important to the teacher because it proves that learning happens best through social interaction, language, and cultural context rather than in isolation. Yuri Bronfenbinier was a Russian-born American psychologist best known for using a contextual framework to better understanding human development. The ecological theory explains how a person develops in shape by five interacting nested environments. The five ecological systems are the first microsystem, second the mesosystem, the third one exosystem, number four microsystem, and the last one chronosystem. The microsystem, the closest immediate environment with direct contact such as family, schools, peers, and neighborhood. The mesosystem, the connection and interactions between a personal microsystem, such as how parents and teachers communicate, and the ecosystem, external settings that do not involve the person directly but still exert an indirect influence, such as a parent's stressful workplace. And the fourth, macro system, the broader cultural values, laws, costume, and socio-economic beliefs of society. And the last one, the chronosystem, the dimension of time including major life transition, historical event, and social historical changes over our lives. And there are three core principles. The first, the interconnectedness, and the second, the bidirectionality, and the third, the bioecological evolution. The interconnectedness, changes or conflicts in one environmental layer can ripple through and affect other layers. The biodirectionality, individuals do not just passively absorb their environment, they actively shape it while they shape them. Number three, the bioecological evolution. The later model, the process, person, context, time, integrates individuals' biology and genetics with this environmental. Here are the concrete example: navigating Yuri Bronfenbenier, bioecological theory. Here are the concrete example: navigating Yuri Bronfenbenier, the bioecological theory. Just interact directly with his parents at home and his teachers at school. His parents praise his curiosity, while the teacher give him extra reading help, boosting his confidence. Just parents attend a parent-teacher conference with just teacher. They agree on a shared reading strategy, creating a supportive, consistent grades between home and school. Just Father's company implement a new mandatory overtime policy. His father arrives home late and stressed, leaving less time to read with Just in the evening. Just lives in a country that legally mandates and funds public education for all childhood. He was access to a free structured school environment and standardized learning methods. Teacher can apply ecological system theory in the classroom by intentionally designing learning environments and building supportive connection across a student various life settings. A specific example of an ecological approach in the classroom is building a self-sustaining battle ecosystem where students lay gravel, charcoal, soil, plants, and small aquatic life in a clear 2-liter soda bottle. The most important thing I've learned in ecological theory is that human development cannot be understood by a conflict nested web of environmental forces. The ecological theory matters to a teacher because it explains that a student behavior and their learning are shaped by interconnected environmental layer from their immediate classroom and family to their broader. And this is the end of my presentation in Module 9 and 10, the Sociocultural Theory and the Ecological Theory.